Vegas thinks Miami just flattens Duke. Just goes full. What's that thing that flattens pavement? I don't know. One of those things. They think they steamroll. Miami minus 20. I know Miami's at home. I know Cam Ward is likely to be a Heisman finalist. But minus 20? I'm not on upset alert here. I have gotten comments that I put Miami on upset alert every week. No, I don't believe that's the case. I've watched more Duke football than most of you probably realize. And I think that Duke is a capable team. Notice I didn't say great. I didn't say explosive. I didn't say dynamic. They're capable. Malik Murphy this year, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he's got just about a 59% completion percentage. Okay, that's not great. That's not great. Duke was a 30-yard field goal away from beating SMU last week. Does everybody realize that? Their defense forced 6 turnovers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you want to bet they get at least a couple against the Hurricanes? I bet Cam Ward throws at least 1 interception in this game. Manny Diaz, pretty good coach. And a lot of people might want to talk about the revenge factor for Manny Diaz because he was the head coach of Miami. They didn't think he was good enough. He goes to be the DC at Penn State. Seems to be doing a pretty good job at Duke at the moment. I think Miami wins, but I think Duke is good enough to hang around in this football game enough. 31-20. I'll take Miami to win, but definitely take Duke in the points. Maybe Vegas knows something I don't. The over-under win total is 54.5, which is very low for a point total like that. But I lean towards the under there if you're into that sort of thing. But I definitely take Duke and almost 3 touchdowns. How about Louisville? Good old Louisville. They go to Clemson this week. Tigers only favored by 10. So Vegas thinks there's a possibility of an upset at the very least. I struggle picking against Clemson. They're yet to lose an ACC game. There are 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 unbeatens in ACC play. Yeah, that's right. Notice I didn't say ACC conference because that would actually be like saying the Atlantic Coast Conference play. And yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So in ACC play, Clemson's 5-0, SMU's 4-0, Pitt's 3-0, Miami's 4-0. I think Miami will get to 5-0. I think Clemson gets to 6-0 here. I think Clemson wins. I think Clemson covers. Louisville's defense, has its moments. Tyler Shuck's been playing some pretty good football. They had to stage a comeback last week to win on the road on a Friday night, and I don't think you can do that at Death Valley. So Clemson, give me the Tigers 38-24. They beat Louisville. How about the game that not that many people are talking about, not that many people are going to watch, but has playoff ramifications nevertheless? What happens when a top 20 team picks up a top 20 win? You tend to see them go up a couple of spots. Well, either Pitt's going to be 8-0 and 4-0 in conference play, or SMU's going to be 8-1 with a loss to top 15 BYU and 5-0 in conference play. Vegas likes the Mustangs here. They're favored by 7.5. Ooh, over a touchdown. Against that Pitt defense, SMU better protect the football. This is the key to the game. The key. Last week, SMU found a way, scrapped and clawed, got away with it, won the football game 28-27 in overtime with a 2-point conversion stop. And sure, Duke fans will tell you there was pass interference. Could have been go either way. I don't mind holding the flag. But regardless, they forced 6 turnovers. Duke had a field goal of 30 yards to win the game, and SMU blocked it with 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. They were going to kick it, win the game, walk-off winners, and Duke would be ranked right now. But alas, SMU wins. You get credit for that. I like Pittsburgh here. I do. I don't think that's going to be a popular pick. But Pitt on the road, SMU is not the most daunting place to play. They're trying to get the Pony Express all worked up there in Dallas. I don't think it's in full force just yet. And you know what Pitt's doing? They play a little bit of chaos ball. Eli Holstein's been pretty solid this year. Not huge passing numbers, but 17 touchdowns and 5 picks reminds me a little bit of Malik Murphy over at Duke. But Pitt's ability to just win football games, it doesn't always look the same with Pitt, but I like their defense. They can force turnovers, and Kevin Jennings last week, boy, I think you can correct some of that in a week. I don't know if you can fix it all in a week. This is not a spot for that. So give me Pitt in what is an upset, but not an upset. Pitt's the higher ranked team, but SMU is the favorite. Give me Pitt. Watch this. you're not going to see this score prediction coming from a point total standpoint. 21-20. Close game. Close game, but Pitt gets a stop late to win. Florida State, oh boy. Oh boy. Is Florida State still playing football? Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, or care, quite frankly. Just for the fun of it, because it'd be mildly amusing at this point to see Florida State go 1-11. I mean, this would just be the singular. I don't think Mike Norvell sucks, by the way. I just think this Florida State team sucks. And if you don't think that, I don't know what you've been watching. But I think we're all in agreement here. And by the way, Criswell, a quarterback for North Carolina, has had some moments. Hasn't always been great. Hasn't always been perfect, but not bad, not terrible. I'll take North Carolina to go on the road here and beat Florida State. Wouldn't have picked that before the year, but here we are. I'll take North Carolina 30-13. No, not 30. Not 30. That's too many points. 24. 24-13. They beat Florida State and that anemic offense. Virginia Tech trying to keep their ACC title hopes alive every week at Syracuse. They're favored at the JMA Wireless Dome. That's not an easy place to go. It just isn't. Syracuse is solid. Syracuse is not great. But Virginia Tech, I think they found their footing. I think defense played really well last week. Offense, it's okay. It's all right. It's better. It's getting there. It has its moments. I don't think it's consistent enough, not in a road environment. I will take Syracuse to win this game at home and put somewhat of a final nail in Virginia Tech's coffin of a disappointing, though not calamitous, 2024 season. I'll take Syracuse 31-28. Lastly, Stanford, NC State. Stanford, by the way, went into the JMA Wireless Dome and won once upon a time. They haven't won a football game since then. It's been a tough slide. NC State, been a tough season. It has been just flat out. It's been a tough season for NC State. They're at home. They're favored by around 10 points. I think Stanford keeps it close, but loses. That's kind of their MO. 27-23. I think that NC State can win that football game. And how much does that mean to Dave Doran and company? I don't know. We'll find out. But a win would mean a lot more to Stanford in that spot, because every win means a lot to Stanford, but they just haven't found their way yet. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time. And until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. First, this episode brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Do you want to bet college football? Seriously, do you? Well, guess what? FanDuel's the place to go. And you can tackle the NFL action with FanDuel. It's America's #1 sportsbook. Number one. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. They are number 1. And right now, new customers can bet $5 and get 115 bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. It's at FanDuel.com. College football, all these games. If you think I'm a fool, by all means, go ahead. Fade the picks. If you think I'm a genius, ride the picks. Do whatever you want. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.